Slaves worked on plantations for decades. They could not read and write. You get what I'm saying? They worked on plantations for decades. If you was even caught trying to read or write as a slave, oftentimes you got extorted, abused, neglected, or even too unalive. They ain't play that. What you mean you gonna learn how to read and write? Because if you learn how to read and write, they already knew they'd become educated. You'll realize that a lot of this shit is bullshit. So we're going to keep y'all illiterate. We're going to make sure that you don't read and write. You don't have access to nothing. But the time slaves actually start learning how to read and write, guess what they got presented? Here's the Bible. Here you go. This is the moral conduct of how you should live your life. This is what Jesus looked like. We want you to know that Jesus is a white Jewish man, okay? That's your God. And the devil, which is black, that looks like you, that's the devil. We want you to hate yourself. That's how deep that was. You get what I'm saying? But I want to show you something. I want to show you a correlation. I want to show you how that connects with today's society, right? They want people so distracted that they don't even think. People are working over 40 hours a week just trying to sustain a reasonable life for them and their loved ones, or even too just themselves. People are burning themselves out. They don't even know the power of sitting and being still and actually using a brain. You get what I'm saying? Because every time you look around, there's a distraction here. There's a distraction here. No, you gotta be productive all the time. You can never be still, because the moment that you be still is the moment that you figure out true conscious. That's the moment that you figure out the power of within you. They don't want you to understand that. Because if you actually sit and use your brain, you realize that a lot of this is bullshit. A lot of the systems that are set up in place are bullshit. Excuse my French, but I felt like it needed to be said. You'll realize that a lot of these stuff that was put in place is bullshit. That's why they place even too with people that's being so distracted. They know you're going to be burnt out. So we're going to place conveniences. We're going to put fast food restaurants on every block. So you don't even got to go home and cook. We don't even want you to know the power of any of that stuff. We want you to be so distracted and so busy with work that you never figure out that, hey, I have worked at this job for 40 years, but I still don't know my calling in life. I still feel unfulfilled. Why do I hate my job? Because you don't know who you are. You don't know the power of your calling. You don't know the power of your intuition. They did not want you to know that. And that connects so deeply with slavery, because they kept slaves distracted so much so that they won't know the truth. They won't know the truth about the systems that was set in place to keep them bounded. So by the time they started to read, we already have a system for you. Here you go. It's the Bible.